We're here to talk about egg cleansing, a method that can help you see influences and also who you truly are inside. Release it.
First, let's just give a little listen. Feel it in your soul. Bring either that inner woman, inner man.
Return to wholeness.
Return
to light. Return to the truth that was hidden from sight. Sit down here, let your worries clear, let the breath in your chest be the guide you hear. There's a story you feel that the mind can't see, a quiet little truth trying to set you free. Hold this moment like an egg in your hand, a whole little universe shaped by the great plan.
That's you.
First, the chicken or the gold, the question isn't going to the you get to know. Hidden stories rise from near and far.
Breathe.
Look
at the glass. Enter the water realm. Remember, that realm cannot be destroyed. Understand the water that you put in, the water that you praise. First, you got to return to wholeness. Most of you don't know how to return to wholeness because you got to use items, don't you, to visualize and understand. You are that egg. You have to know that. Forget about religion. Forget about anything. Listen to the soul of soul. Come back to the truth. Forget about everything. Forget about your mama, your papa, your husband, your child. Go back to you. In that womb. There you go. Break that hex. Break that curse. Feel it through the soul of the music that awakens you. Return.
A lot of you are going through certain things in life. Do you think it's negative? Ask yourself, who are you truly?
And then ask yourself, why aren't you free? Inside our system, there's artists, singers, doctors, lawyers, regular people. Doesn't matter.
We don't take credit. Everyone finds their own way to express themselves. Some people will do it in business, in love, in creation. But if you've been lying to yourself and you've been living in that lie, it's going to feel better when you're free.
Listen to that music. It will set you free. It is designed to awaken you in the new era that we are in through sound, music, vocals, chords, the music, the instruments. And some people are not going to go a certain route, guys. That is where you start to learn. You come in here and you start to see that this piece of water in a glass, you must know how to use that water in a glass. Is it just water? Put it under a microscope and tell me what you see. Are you gonna trace that down to the minerals and everything else? But what happens when you get all these people that don't really teach alchemy? And those bubbles represent, in our system, okay, that's been around for a long time, that was not exposed and just kept secret. You would look into that glass and you can say, right now, I see all of you. The future, the present, the quantum, every issue inside our system is proven to work.
Our methods are that we believe every person has the ability to change their life no matter what they've been through, what their programming is, their upbringing. There's also a lot of people that use this ability called spirituality, religion, communication, magic, incantation. You can name it what you want. It is the divine power of the universe, of the God-given gifts inside of you. Now, yes, everyone has the ability to change, and there are people that may have used this in ways to lie, cheat, manipulate, get something on someone, even look into someone, or place what they call a hex, an evil eye, the Maluki, things that have names that exist in people's realities. We want to we go. You are with us. You go beyond a reality where you can see down, see in without a judgment. What's truly impacting you inside of your life. Now, those people that may have cast these things, said these things, taught things to people, and these people used it to hurt others, there's always a light inside that maybe you want to learn a different way. Or maybe you've seen it happen and want to see if there's more to the love that's inside of you. Let's go back to, have you experienced love truly in your life? Do you truly love yourself? These are the things that fuel the goodness and the difference between peace inside of the world, war inside of your body. Everything is a reflection. This is why when we crack this egg into this water, that also is you. It represents all the parts of you. You're able to see yourself without the pain, without the judgment, and clear. And there are many different additives to clear this, but you are what you say you are.
So let's really look at understanding inside a system. Well, that's nice according to who? From where? How long did they? That is the average human question. But you have to go almost to like a Sadguru in a way. Someone to say, look, maybe I'll just put science in this and change a lot of people that are not changed, but that they realize who they are in the system.
But they need assistance on how to truly achieve what they want in life. The dreams, the health.
So let's take, for instance, right now, if someone was watching this at any point in time when they do watch this, they cannot cause harm. because of the identity of the way this is used. Now, some people would say, well, that can fall in terms of black magic, cult, this, that. Those are the words that you call it.
And I guess a God would say, look at all religions. It's all just a name.
Yes.
Some people are confined in their one way, and there are as many ways as there are people on this earth, billions. Just like in martial arts, there's as many styles as there are people. So everyone's competing for a certain way. This goes into everything. You can compare this to professors in a university, to people running businesses on your strip. Okay, you have to just see, are you doing something to benefit the world?
And how can you look at it to aid and help others realize, well, think about you as a child and the youngest you could remember you. Think, what happened to you? Were you ever carrying eggs to your house and they broke? Do you ever remember going in the fridge and the eggs broke? Do you ever remember dropping an egg on the floor? If you said no, you're lying. You probably dropped an egg on the floor the other day. But you won't tell someone you dropped that egg on the floor. Those are a hidden secret inside the skin of the egg.
So there's a lot of emotion that can be held with the egg. Some people will like to eat eggs. Some people are vegan and cannot eat eggs. There is something with you and an egg. Find out what it is.
And once you find that out, you will start to understand inside our system, it will identify you that someone would say, no one's not telling you to listen to the story of Jesus. No one's not telling you to listen to the story of Buddha, Allah. Because an enlightened being would say, then we can all sit in a room together and talk.
There's unity.
But that has to be a very intellectual mind. And that's the way that we study the system for years, that we have been doing this, but now we're letting it out fully.
So this is an egg cleansing and a little bit about the process in which we go into. If you book a personal reading, every reading is different depending on what you're going through specifically in your life and what you truly believe. We're not going to crack this egg right here. This represents the world, your life. It's in perfect harmony and intact in the reality. It's only within inside of someone that they think that they're cracked or flawed.
Now, for all those who have stayed to the end, or maybe you'll show up and watch this video today, like we said, the reading for the day. Now, the reading for the day is a little funny because inside the water here, there's all these bubbles, and that's really the cosmic energy coming down. And then there's a light that goes from the water to the egg and shadows over the host, almost like in a religion or something. And the egg here, without any air on or anything, when it sits and set up this way, it's very cool to the touch, but there's a certain way, and it has to be on something. And it's not a religion, it is a way into you, because you were an egg, a seed. What happens to the goldfish, the guppies, the salmon? Well, if you say you don't like them, maybe there's some people that love them in their house. What's the bother? But the funny thing that we do teach, guys, and some of you will get upset. What about those people that say they don't like art? Well, consciously and intellectually, let's say this. Art is everything and every shape that it is. There must have been something that has broken your heart so deep to say you do not like art, then why did you marry your own wife? You just went with a personality note and you were attracted. And that's what we teach here. The attraction and the obsession that we can see before you even see it.
And sometimes, maybe even more of the times, you're putting a hex on yourself by your own thoughts, your own words, the habits that aren't doing you any good, whether it's dating habits, relationships, or you're stuck in an abusive situation. You know, in life, you don't always know which way you're going to go. But if you look at someone and you say, oh, I don't like them just by looking at them or just by hearing them, then who is that really hurting? You're the one hexing other people.
Yes, you're breaking the vows.
You vowed to be all good, to be all pure, to be of God, of that light.
God of whatever. Now we put the jewel, right? Now we shine that.
Everyone looks at break the hex or this black magic, removal black magic, and they think it's so dark, it's so negative, but really it's just a way to understand your fear and how to get past it.
If you're Catholic and
The
I
Vatican
have
does
this
exorcisms.
right here and there's gold, but what happens if this egg, there is no air here, windows are open, but this is very cool, and now this gold is becoming cool. So this
is alchemy
when
in session.
removed, it's not magic, it's learning the light, learning the corners of light that comes in, where the water, the intention, grabbing that egg, and now that can go into the world that's ash that we always keep from the incense.
And it's also flower mixture because we have our alchemy garden right here where we are, and we do all these videos and we produce for the world to understand a teaching inside of, okay, you are a special person, you are a magical person. Don't believe everything that you read if someone says it's evil or if you're a bad person. You can only really believe that inside of yourself.
So now this goes into the ones that are at a road, okay? So we formed almost like the sand, the rock. To all of you, when you are looking at this, if you were into the teachings and how do you join, it's always good to get an egg cleansing and get that real experience and understand you do not have to be in person. We do quantum healing. It's very quick. It's done. You can join us every day by practicing. And today we built this, and we are now looking at this, and we ask you to just breathe, relax. Now, if you're still watching this and maybe you were the one that was in sorrow, in a religious issue, in a bad relationship, and this and that, okay, well, that is not this water anymore. This is the water for the day. Now, in the water for the day, we must take certain herbs, and we must bring the herbs back to the water. That's why they say do not raise the dead. Bury the dead, because the dead is not dead. It is another life of here. Now, what's this doing? What this is doing is that is forming a bottom, a middle, a top.
It's a protective layer for all those that are gaining and watching from whatever that you've hidden from yourself. So sometimes we let that layer stay and it helps you grow, and other times it just comes off and we have to remove it completely and show you how to remove it completely, because you're the one that puts it there over and over again to hide something that you really need to face inside of life. But this is totally cleared, as this is the flower essence from the alchemy garden.
And you will understand that we are taking this time out for you to understand, because we want as many people to understand life and maybe look at it in a science and an alchemy. And then from there, from the right point of consciousness, you can take someone through our system, which has a lot to do with acupressure, energy, medicine, new technology to help and aid to assist others that could never do this before, not to heal, but to give hope for those that are truly wanting it.
Now, when you do contact for a session, an egg cleansing session, you can come with your questions. You can come with what's going on inside of your life, your situation, but we're going to let you know that what you say might not always be the truth of the situation. We're going to listen. We're going to understand. We're going to help you understand your power within and give you the truth of the meaning, also allowing you to see the full crack, the egg, the shell, what is done after we tell you what it is, and what you also see the truth of what is. And then we understand that you have your power to move where you want to move in life.
And you have to understand that this is a contract. This is a spiritual contract. That's where some of you phony baloney peoples that you do not understand, and you think that you know spiritual law and you think that you know all this stuff. That's a spiritual contract. And what I have noticed is that this is something that we can speak about because it is being done all over the world. A lot of people are putting down a lot of practitioners But a lot of them are their old students doing that to them.
Or there's someone that's in a job in a certain field of something where it's dominated by a certain belief and they have to hide their true magical nature. This is what happens.
That forms a lot of emotions and guilt.
Clicking and hatred and covens and all these things where you have to hide your practice, there is a different way that will not harm your energy.
There's things that you will attract to physically, and sometimes someone goes into marijuana, alcohol, sexual things and all that, but they're really just trying to find that part of the root of them, but they're so spontaneous that sometimes a system like this helps them identify what do they want. Well, you were born, and when you were born, what did they say you were? Okay, so then you decided to change. That is very well. You decided to change. You decided the acceptance was inside of you. That is what you truly wanted. Now you must look at yourself and ask yourself, is it true that all my emotions went away? If it is, then very good. If not, maybe you just needed guidance. Now there's some people that drink, or some people that we do not care if you say that you date a table. Date a table. Okay, that's what you want.
If you're experiencing love, that leads us to the next question. People change themselves and find themselves in others and different things that they do because they're looking for that love. They're looking for that acceptance of who they truly are, and it starts inside of you. Sometimes you're hiding things from yourself and you don't even know it. This will help you understand it. It will reveal it so you can release it. Clear it if you must.
And any time that you ever told someone that you did not have because you didn't want to bother with them, but they bothered with you a lot, you got a sense of a greed inside of you that is hidden, that can actually journey into an abusive relationship, arguments, and alcohol. That is one of the 369,000 laws that we teach that gets embedded, and it depends on did this person have parents that were married? Now, were they together the whole time? Were they broken up? Did the dad get remarried and the other one, did the mother have kids? If that, then that puts them into all different categories scattered. Now, someone grows up in this word called the projects. If you knew the story about the projects in the beginning, it was very devastating. That's for another time. And then it got very good, but then there was a time where it got violent, and there's still violence, but that is just having order. Sometimes we must use justice to get order, because sometimes there is a fight that you must not fight, but say enough is enough. Enough is enough. I want answers. Well, through this system, you would get a lot of answers. So when you do come, just understand that you're going to have this Story. It can be intellectual. It can be this. It can be that. That's story. The minute we already hear your voice, we already get that download inside the system. It's hard to teach someone that inside this system because now they must learn their system first and then identify their gifts. So that's a long system. And depending on what you studied and where you studied and some of the energy that were left in you from the last study because you took on the energy of someone, that's where you'll find it out in this system.
And you'll see everyone has a different situation. Some people are so on to expand the intuition or get this gift, get this saying, initiation. And some people just need their soul to be quiet and just really understand why they're truly here. Everyone's going to be different in what they need, who they are, and the light inside always shines no matter who you are. It just starts with how you express yourself.
And what we're doing for a short time to really help a lot of people, we helped a lot already for the past 8 years in Puerto Rico. And we teach on family business in a way of family, the real family.
Artisans, creators.
And we share the island in a beautiful way that a lot of people sometimes don't, but we want to spread the message to help those that are really in need. So for now, the egg cleansing. Now you can really understand that sometimes you say, I need the egg cleansing, I want the egg cleansing. And then in our system, we would say, okay, here we go. We would say that there is a reading first of water that needs to be done and some ceremonies, some different things. Most people would say, no, it's a gimmick. You can't, you have to be able to identify. So if
you don't believe, you're wanted someplace else. This isn't directed to aid you at this point in time. That's just the reality we're dealing with. Yes. So that's why it matters, but it's up to each soul to understand where they are in their life.
And it's not to tell the future. It's what was given to us by nature. And when you use it in a correct system, you can identify it, because at any point that egg can crack. Any point, table can shake, something can happen, that egg can crack. When that egg cracks, you have a lot of systems where it's so evil, it's that. Well, that's according to your system. But in alchemy, you have to know that when you're sitting, one of the biggest things that we teach, if you can get a screen door, if you can get a screen door and you can look outside, then what are you doing with your brain? You're going from the inside outside. That would be your breathing ground. Now, Is it there to see? What is in front of you? If you don't have a screen door, when you open your front door, do you see outside or is it a hallway? Okay, we got that, guys? Now, if you can sit and look out your door and see the outside, you are quantum jumping physically, mentally, spiritually, and if you use the camera the right way, you can interact with those atoms in the air that touches this intellectual, spiritual base. As you are that seed, you are that egg, you are that understanding. And most people get scared when they hear that because a lot of people have something to hide. When you come to us in the system, you do not need to hide because we're not here to judge, but you are not to lie. The minute you lie, you create more hexes, curses inside of you and the others around you that are at war. It's about making peace, understanding where you belong. Just happy. Nothing else. Just happy.